Path Radio, your number one online Islamic talk station.
সম্মানিত ভাই বোনেরা, সুপ্রিয় শ্রোতামণ্ডলী, আপনাদেরকে আবারও স্বাগতম জানাচ্ছি মিটপাথ রেডিও থেকে। আমি শাক। আজকে আমাদের সাথে আছেন শাহেদ ফালাহি ভাই। হি ইজ আ রাইটার, হি ইজ আ সিঙ্গার and he's a poet. And I will ask him to introduce himself. It will be better for me. Actually, Shahid bhai, I'm really happy to have you here. Actually, I know you're a busy person with your business and other stuff. So thanks for your time. And প্রথমেই আমাদের ভাই বোনদেরকে আপনি একটু শুরুতে বলে দেন আপনার পরিচিতটা।
Thank you, Ishaq bhai, for giving me the invite to come into your program and take part. As you said, I am very busy, so I'm also glad that I can make this time and be part of this. So and just to kind of give you a little bit of আমি আসলে যতটুকু আপনি কইছেন অতটুকু না। I'm not a writer, but I do write songs, and I do sing a little bit here and there. That's pretty much it, really.
No, I'm sure you're a poet as well. You do write poems.
Poet is a big thing.
No, alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
No, I'm glad and I'm really proud you made your time for us. Middlepath Radio is establishing to be something big. It goes global as well, and we've been trying to get lots of people from different backgrounds as well. And we do have an English session as well. So this one is mostly Bengali, and our audience is Bengali as well.
Okay.
And today আমাদের ভিন্ন ধরনের প্রোগ্রামটা হবে। It's going to be nasheed ও গান নাম পরিচিত যেটাকে এটা আমরা করব। শাহিদ ভাই, he's got his albums in English and Bengali. He can speak, he can sing in Bengali, English, and Arabic. Lot of different talent he has, inshallah, and you will enjoy it. So make sure you have your tea with you and listen to us. Shahid bhai, just for the brothers and sisters, why did you just to get the feeling going again, আমাদের যে ইসলামিক গানগুলো আর যে সাধারণ গানগুলো এর মধ্যে কিছু পার্থক্য আছে কিনা, এটা যদি একটু আপনাদেরকে এক্সপ্লেইন করেন।
আমার মনে হয় অবশ্যই পার্থক্য আছে। এটা তো আর মানে যারা আমরা ইসলামিক গান শুনি বা বলতে গেলেই বোঝা যায় যে ইসলামিক গান মানেই হচ্ছে যে গানে কোনো অশ্লীলতা বা নোংরা বা অপসংস্কৃতি বলতে আমরা যেটা বুঝি আর কি, এই ধরনের কিছু থাকবে না। আবার এভাবে সীমিতও না যে শুধু হামদ এবং নাতের মধ্যেই ইসলামিক গান সীমিত, তাও না। মূল কথা হচ্ছে যে সুন্দর কথা, সুন্দর কনসেপ্ট যে গানগুলোতে আছে আমরা সেগুলোকেই ইসলামিক গান বলতে পারি আর কি।
এর পরে অনেক সুন্দর সুন্দর গানগুলো আছে যারা ইসলামিক নয় কিন্তু ভেরি গুড মেসেজগুলো দেয়। আমরা যদি একসাথে সবাই দিকে বলি যে এটা ইসলামিক না, সব বাদ, তাকে
অন্ততপক্ষে যেটা মনে করি আর কি, আমার ধারণা হচ্ছে যে যে কোনো গান যেটা ভালো কথা এবং ভালো কনসেপ্ট গানের আছে, অশ্লীলতা নেই বা এত অবভিয়াসলি নারী প্রেম বা অন্য এই জাতীয় কোনো বিষয় যে গানগুলোতে নেই, যেমন মানবতার গান হতে পারে, মানুষের জন্য আছে এই ধরনের গান। আবার দেশকে নিয়ে গান হতে পারে, যেটা আমরা অনেকেই শুনে থাকি। ফর এক্সাম্পল, পূর্ব দিগন্তে সূর্য উঠেছে রক্তলাল, বা স্বাধীনতা চেতনায় যে গান, তাও কিন্তু অনেক সময় ইসলামিক গানের ইয়েতে পড়তে পারে। মূল কথা হচ্ছে যে গানগুলোতে জীবনধর্মী, দেশপ্রেম বা আপনার আল্লাহ, নবী, রাসূল, এই ধরনের সবকিছুই কিন্তু যদি ভালো কথা হয়, ভালো এই ধরনের সবকিছুই কিন্তু যদি ভালো কথা হয়, ভালো কনসেপ্ট হয়, এটা ইসলামিক গান আমরা বলতে পারি, আমার মনে হয় আর কি।
আচ্ছা, এটা কি আবার কি মানে ভুল হবে নাকি জানি না, যে আমরা এত পিছিয়ে কেন, মানে এই যে ইসলামিক গানগুলা অথবা এইগুলা এত পিছিয়ে কেন, মানে আমাদের জন্য অথেন্টিক কোনো কিছু নাই আসলে আর কি। তো এইটা কি আমাদেরকে নিতে হবে, কিছু বাড়ি নিতে হবে, ভুল আছে আমাদেরকে যারা আমরা বয়সী হয়ে গেছি, কিছু বাড়ি নিতে হবে, ভুল আছে আমাদেরকে যারা আমরা বয়সী হয়ে গেছি, যে এইটার অভাবটা কেন, আপনি কি মনে করেন?
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, ইদানিং অনেক কাজ হয়েছে, অনেক প্রোগ্রেস হচ্ছে ধীরে ধীরে, এবং এই যে নাশিদ যে জনরা মিউজিকের, এটা কিন্তু আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ধীরে ধীরে এটা বিস্তার হচ্ছে। It's getting bigger and bigger. It's not how it was, say 10, 12, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe, it was very limited. very few people doing it. So alhamdulillah, a lot of young people nowadays, they've got a bit of talent and they want to express themselves. They are doing it. So the market is alhamdulillah getting bigger and bigger. But you are right, it's not nearly where it should be. We should have done this long time ago. We need to do a lot more, and we need to actively encourage people to kind of explore, and if they have talents and if they have interest, to kind of follow on with their interest. We need to actively encourage them to do it, and you'll find that there's lots of people talented enough to actually contribute in these fields, and not only nasheed, through drama as well. And yes, you're absolutely right. We're not doing nearly as much as we should be doing, as we could be doing, and definitely need to do.
Now I'm getting a bit hesitation to ask you.
Sure.
Can we start with the song, if you don't mind? One of the song I'm really interested in. ছোটকাল থেকেই আপনার যে কি সুকুর, এই খুবই সুন্দর। এইটা আপনার কাছে আমি একবার শুনেছি আপনার থেকে আর কি। তো আপনি যদি একটু কয়েকটা লাইন বলেন নাকি আমাদের শ্রোতাদের জন্য।
Of course. এই গানটা আসলে I think 2004 এ বোধহয় লেখা হয়েছিল। গানটা মানে আমার একটা kind of ভাব নিয়েছে, সূরা আল ফাতিহার ভাবটা নেওয়া হয়েছে একই গানের। সো আমার কথা আসলে শুধু এখানে নতুন কোনো বিষয় না, it's just kind of in my own way, my understanding of Surah Al-Fatiha, if you like. So of course, inshallah, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Please.
As much as I can remember now. Bismillah. কি শুকুর জানাবো তোমার আমি, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারে। কি শুকুর জানাবো তোমার আমি, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারে। রাব্বুল আলামিন স্রষ্টা তুমি সবার পালনকারী। কি শুকুর জানাবো তোমার আমি, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারে, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারে। ভ্রষ্ট জনের পথে কভু নিও না আমায়, নিও না প্রভু। ভ্রষ্ট জনের পথে কভু নিও না আমায়, নিও না প্রভু। যে পথে সফল হব সে পথে অটল রেখো, যে পথে সফল হব সে পথে অটল রেখো। এই আরজু শুধু আমারই, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারই, সবই শুধু তোমারই। কি শুকুর জানাবো তোমার আমি, প্রশংসা সবই শুধু তোমারই।
জাযাকুমুল্লাহু খাইরান। না, খুবই সুন্দর। আসলে এই শব্দগুলো যদি আমরা তো সূরা ফাতিহা বারবারই পড়ি, এই শব্দগুলো কিন্তু আমাদের হৃদয়ের মধ্যে ঢুকে যায় আর কি। আসলে এই যে ভাবটা, এইগুলো যদি আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে শিখাইতে পারে আর কি। দিস ইজ ইউরোপ অ্যান্ড ইংল্যান্ড, ওদের কিন্তু মানে বাংলা শেখাও সম্ভব না। এই ভাবগুলো যদি ওরা শিখতে পারে আর কি। আপনার যেমন আমি প্রথমে যেটা শুনি এইটা আর কি, আমার মাথায় সবসময় গুনগুন ছিল, and every single word buzzing my head. He was buzzing my head. It's like a tasbih. It is a tasbih actually. আর এই মন থেকে যদি এই শব্দগুলো আল্লাহ কবুল করে নেন, এটা কিন্তু অনেক সময় কিন্তু অনেক থেকে মানে বড় হয়ে যেতে পারে আর কি আপনার। আর this recording can be million people will see this. It's going to stay on in YouTube, and this will be a big effect in our iman as well. So জাযাকুমুল্লাহু খাইর। আপনার এত সুন্দর এই শব্দগুলো, আপনি যে শব্দগুলো উচ্চারণ করেন, আপনি তো এই দেশে ছোট থেকে বড় হয়েছেন। এই how did you get this উচ্চারণটা?
I've always had a fascination with language, and so if Bengali being my mother tongue, I knew obviously how to read Bengali. By the way, I came to this country quite late, so I was almost past 12. I was 12 years and some months when I came here. And so although I knew how to read Bengali, I didn't know the pronunciation. You're very right. it took me some time to master that, and it was quite frustrating to begin with, but I was quite determined to learn that, and obviously it was part of my singing as well, because it's an art, right? Singing is an art, and so is to be able to speak in a very fluent in any language in its correct or style. You say it's nice to speak nicely. Bengali, I didn't know the pronunciation. You're very right. It took me some time to master that, and it was quite frustrating to begin with, but I was quite determined to learn that, and obviously it was part of my singing as well, because it's an art, right? Singing is an art, and so is to be able to speak in a very fluent in any language in its correct or style. You say it's nice to speak nicely, and as part of that effort that I kind of made a conscious decision and put a lot of work in learning the Bengali pronunciation, and it happened, as you said. Yeah, it's here,
because every word you say, you pronounce it, every letter, every word, the way you do it. I think I'm ashamed, actually, I can't say it.
It's not that.
But yeah, you should be proud of yourself. Genuinely, you should be proud of yourself. And a lot of the brothers, I don't know if you know that, if Tuhin Bhai watching or Naim Bhai watching, they even told me.
Naim Bhai actually helped me quite a bit. Naim Bhai, Ghulam Rasul Bhai, these are the guys that I used to go to them, and I used to have a newspaper, and then I would read, and in fact, as you mentioned now, I hope he will be here one day. But we used to do a bit of radio show together. He was an Islamic radio show on Spectrum, and so Naim Bhai is a very inspirational person, and I learnt a lot from him as well. He's a writer and a poet himself, so
amazing. I'm sure brothers and sisters are watching. They can encourage their kids as well. It doesn't matter if you're here, if you are passionate to learn Bangla, and we should be doing that as well, pushing people towards learning Bangla, because I think next generation, even myself, when I go home, I speak in English.
We all do.
Sometimes it's so norm to do it as well, you know. And I'm going to say, if I speak in Bangla with my kids, shashun kora jay na. They don't even listen. They will ask, what does it mean? What are you saying? But if you say in English, it makes sense and it works. Yeah. But this way, we're going to lose our mother tongue. You know, we're just losing it, especially. And I'm not mainly sility. We don't. Like I said before the beginning, it was a Dakhaya language. You know, those kind of words has to move away.
That's right.
It's dividing us. It's like senseless now. We shouldn't say those words at all. I'm sure my brothers and sisters are watching, and you're enjoying as well. The next song I'm going to ask him, I'm going to push him to a limit, so the maximum I can get from him, and I will enjoy it. Maybe when I go home, I will have chicken and chips, but maybe if I can make him sing more, maybe something else coming for me. Another lovely song I enjoy is one of the singers from Bangladesh. He wrote it down as well. Mutiur Rahman, Malik Bhai, I think he done that. Tuma Srishti Jodi Hoy Eto Sundor. Mani, this will take us to another level of taqwa if you put your mind towards that. If you could say a few lines, you would be grateful.
Only a few lines, inshallah, because I don't remember the song in its entirety. But I'll try to do a few lines, inshallah. তোমার সৃষ্টি যদি হয় এত সুন্দর, তাহলে তুমি কত সুন্দর, কত সুন্দর। সেই কথা ভেবে ভেবে, সেই কথা ভেবে ভেবে কেটে যায় লগ্ন, ভরে যায় তৃষিত এ অন্তর, না জানি তাহলে তুমি কত সুন্দর।
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ। আপনার এই যে একটা জিনিস বলতেই হয় যে আল্লাহ তাআলা আমাদের যে সৃষ্টি করে বসেন, মানে প্রত্যেকটা জিনিস কিন্তু খুবই উপকারী। যেমন আপনার সুরগুলো, আমি যদি বলি ওনাকে বলবো, মানে I'm sure the breaking will happen in the windows. Nobody wants to hear me. But আপনার এই ট্রেনিং করার কারণে আপনার you trained yourself, the people who's what I'm listening, my রুমাগুলা খারাপ যাইতেছে আর কি আপনার। So if you can train anything, say martial arts, it's normal, you can do nothing with your hands, but when they learn it, when they practice it, this can be something
that's right,
unusual. So it's about everything is given unlimited. you can do so much with your stuff or yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, like yourself, you trained and your voice, and I'm sure if I say a few lines, everyone will put their
Can
TV
we have
off.
a few lines from you?
No, not from me, please.
I think it'd be nice to hear a few lines.
Probably at the end. So
Okay.
they won't be bored. So for them, I won't stop. আমরা যদি আরেকটা গানে চলে যাই, যেমন একটা গান এই পদ্মা না, এই গানটা দিয়ে আপনি কয়েকটা লাইন বলতে পারেন নাকি একটু লম্বা করে?
অনেক বড় গান এবং খুব সুন্দর গান। তো আমি জানি না অডিয়েন্স যারা শুনছেন তারা কতটুকু আমার ভুল ত্রুটি যা হয় তারা যেন এটা ক্ষমা সুন্দর দৃষ্টিতে দেখে নাকি। আসলে খুবই পরিচিত গান এবং মজা করা যায় আর কি। এই পদ্মা এই মেঘনা এই যমুনা সুরমা নদী তটে আমন গান গে যায় আমার রাখাল মন গান গে যায় কত আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে কত আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে এই পদ্মা এই মেঘনা এই যমুনা সুরমা নদী তটে এই মধুমতি ধান সিঁড়ি নদীর তীরে নিজেকে হারিয়ে যামতি ধান সিঁড়ি নদীর তীরে নিজেকে হারিয়ে যেন পাই ফিরে ফিরে এক নীল ঢেউ কবিতার প্রচ্ছদ পটে এক নীল ঢেউ কবিতার প্রচ্ছদ পটে আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে কত আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে এই পদ্মা এই মেঘনা এই হাজার নদীর অববাহিকায় এখানে রমণীগুলো নদীর মতো নদী ও নারীর মতো কথা কয় এই অবারিত সবুজের প্রান্ত ছুঁয়ে নির্ভয়ে নীল আকাশ রয়েছে নুয়ে এই অবারিত সবুজের প্রান্ত ছুঁয়ে নির্ভয়ে নীল আকাশ রয়েছে নুয়ে যেন হৃদয়ের ভালোবাসা হৃদয়ে ফুটে যেন হৃদয়ের ভালোবাসা হৃদয়ে ফুটে আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে কত আনন্দ বেদনায় মিলন বিরহ সংকটে।
খুবই চমৎকার,
Thank
খুবই
you.
খুবই 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 চমৎকার আসলে। আমাকে নিয়ে গেছে বাংলাদেশে একে আবার, খুবই চমৎকার আসলে। আসলে কি বলবো, I lost my words for that. আমার কাছে আরো একটা গান কি এত চমৎকার লাগে আর কি আপনার। I know I'm making you sing a lot. মানে এই শব্দগুলো আমাকে নিয়ে গেছে আমাদের যে আমার বাড়ির পাশে আর কি যে রাখালরা, মানে it just took me just there in the green area and নদীগুলা। আসলে something we should be very proud of. Something
আসলে।
very proud of. এই জিনিসগুলা, এই মানুষগুলা আসলে বাংলাদেশের যে মানুষগুলা গ্রামাঞ্চলের আপনি কোথাও পাবেন না।
It's true.
এইরকম মানুষগুলো কোথায় পাবেন না।
Simple and
এত
happy.
simple and they're happy.
Happy indeed, yeah.
You know, I mean, in this country we have everything. You name it, money বলেন সবকিছু, everything. But are we really happy? I really do. I mean, এই গানগুলো কিন্তু ওইখানে নিয়ে যায় আর কি একেবারে।
বিশেষ করে আমরা যারা দেশে বড় হয়েছি একে আমরা যারা আপনার আমি এগুলা I haven't been বাংলাদেশে আমি অনেকদিন গেছি না and I don't know the changes that's happened, but I hear things have changed in Bangladesh, even in the villages. The advent of technology and mobile phones and everything, life is changing.
That's true. But এরপরেও আমরা যে সময় যাই আর কি when last time এই নদীগুলা দেখিয়া এরপরে আপনার এই যে সবুজগুলা এই গরুগুলা মানে it was just like I'm not back to my home again or my birthplace again বুঝুনি মানুষ বলবে যে এই গরু দেখে তোমার মনে কি শান্তি মিলে that's how I grown up with
that's right yeah
বুঝুনি এই নদীগুলা যে আমরা থেমে যাই না I just feel relaxed myself wow আর একটা গান কি I know maybe মানে কিছু চমৎকার লাগে আর কি আপনার ওই যে 21 ফেব্রুয়ারি যে গানটা আর কি ওই যে আপনার আমার কাছে I don't know why I feel amazing song যেমন ওই যে 21 ফেব্রুয়ারি গানটা আছে যেমন আপনার আমার ভাই এই দুইটা লাইন যদি বলেন নাকি আপনার এইটা
আসলে
মনে থাকে আপনার
গান এটা মনে তো অবশ্যই আছে কিন্তু গান again is a big song দুই এক লাইন
just লইলা two line
দুজন মিলে চেষ্টা করি নাকি
আমার লাইন আসবেই না I'll spoil your song
I don't know if I can sing it very well but I'll give it a try one or two lines আমার ভাইয়ের রক্তে রাঙানো 21 ফেব্রুয়ারি আমি কি ভুলিতে পারি আমার ভাইয়ের রক্তে রাঙানো 21 ফেব্রুয়ারি আমি কি ভুলিতে পারি
না অ্যামেজিং শব্দগুলো আবার কি আপনার এখানে ইসলামী না হলেও কিন্তু এই গানটা এত মানে চমৎকার আর কি আমার কাছে খুবই আঘাত লাগে
জি জি
এটা কিন্তু বাস্তব মানে একটা জিনিস মানে সুন্দর জিনিসগুলো সুন্দর সবসময় থাকবে আসলে এটা মানে হু সিংস ও হু রাইটস
absolutely
এইটাই আমাদের উইল গো ফর আ ব্রেক ইন 2 মিনিটস ইনশাআল্লাহ যাবার আগে কি আমাদের ভাই বোনদেরকে যদি একটু আমরা আপনার খুবই আপনার লেখা কিনা সোনার ভাই
শোনা ভাই
সব কি এটা একটা আলোড়ন সৃষ্টিকারী আর কি আমাদের টাহাম স্পেশালি লাস্ট ফিউ ইয়ার্স ago যদি সম্ভব হয় আপনার খুব একটা লাইন যদি হয়
ঠিক আছে এই গান আসলে আমরা মানে we did I am also part of a group called Message Cultural Group I don't know people know or not some people probably will be familiar with it and back in 2001 we were doing a big program in York Hall so as part of that we kind of conceived the idea and came up with the words using existing melodies so এখানে অনেকের কন্ট্রিবিউশন আছে এই গানে আমারও আছে আমি লিডিং দিয়েছিলাম এই গানের প্রথম অংশে তারপরে আমরা সাবসিকুয়েন্টলি আরো 4টা অংশ আর কি তো based on the desire of one young man to come to this country his dream is to come to England or London if you like and he thinks if he can make it to London his life is successful. That was his idea. So subsequently he came to London and then we highlighted London is not what he thought it would be and the struggles he was facing in finding a job and then eventually found a job. Subsequently we've done about 4 versions of that.
Is that based on a true story? Because it sounds like one.
Well, it could very easily be a true story. I think many of us can relate with that sort of things. So it was primarily about that. So I think you can find it on YouTube. If people are interested they can Google it and find it on YouTube and it's nice, they'll enjoy it, it's quite nice so I can probably sing 1 or 2 lines right now just to kind of give you an idea inshallah Shuna bai sab huno ba London jawa hoilo na Shuna bai sab huno ba London jawa hoilo na Tekha foisha khoros khorlam beslam zomi zama London jawa hoilo na Shuna bai sab huno ba London jawa hoilo na লাগা বাড়ির দলা মিয়া খরিয়া বিয়া লন্ডন গেল ফুরুত খরে চকুর সামনে দিয়া রে চকুর সামনে দিয়া সায়া সায়া দেখলাম ভাই সাব সায়া সায়া দেখলাম ভাই সাব আমার কোনটা হইল না লন্ডন যাওয়া হইল না সোনা ভাই সাব হুনো বা লন্ডন যাওয়া হইল না সাইরো মুকা যায়া দেখি লম্বা দালান কোটা আমার গরুর সালে দিয়া পড়ে মেঘর ফুটা রে ফেগর পড়ে মেঘর ফুটা আমার আশা আশাই রইল আমার আশা আশাই রইল দুঃখ তো আর গেল না লন্ডন যাওয়া হইল না শোনা বাইসাব হুনো বা লন্ডন যাওয়া হইল না। তো তারপর অবশেষে সে লন্ডনে আসে কোনো এক পর্যায়ে, এরকম কয়েকটা ভার্সন আছে। এসে কিন্তু কাজ কামার কিছু হচ্ছে না, শুধু রেস্টুরেন্ট ছাড়া আগে। তো এই বিষয়ে আমরা আবার কয়েকটা প্রচলিত সিরিজ করে আমরা লিখেছিলাম। তো অবশেষে মানে এখানে দুজন অ্যাক্টরের রোল আছে আর কি। একজন আরেকজনকে জিজ্ঞেস করেছে, ঠিক আছে তুমি কি অন্য কোথাও চেষ্টা করেছো কাজ কাম নেই? আর বলে যে অনেক চেষ্টা করেছে, কিছু কাজ হচ্ছে না। তো শুরু বলতেছে, কোনো উপায় নাই ভাই সব রেস্টুরেন্ট ছাড়ায় আমার, কোনো উপায় নাই ভাই সব রেস্টুরেন্ট ছাড়া, খাম ধরতে গেলাম আমি, খাম ধরতে গেলাম আমি, খাম দে না, কোনো উপায় নাই ভাই সব রেস্টুরেন্ট ছাড়া আমার, কোনো উপায় নাই ভাই সব রেস্টুরেন্ট ছাড়া। So it was done kind of light-hearted entertainment sort of way. So but অনেক সময় অনেক জিনিস বাস্তব জিনিস তুলে ধরা হয় আর কি আমরা এই গানে।
বাস্তবতা আছে এটার মধ্যে, কি একই বাস্তবতা, অনেক কিন্তু অনেক হাসি নিয়ে আসে এখানে। কিন্তু এই জীবনটা কি অন্যরকম হয়ে যায়, অনেকে কিন্তু হতাশ হয়ে যায়, কি স্বপ্ন দেখলাম কি নিয়ে গেলাম আসলে। সম্মানিত ভাই বোনেরা আপনারা দেখতেছেন, we'll go for a break now. After break inshallah we'll have in English, in Arabic and Urdu songs inshallah, so stay on. আর আবার চলে আসেন inshallah in few minutes. I'll see you back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম শ্রোতা বন্ধুরা, আবার আপনাদের সাথে আমরা চলে আসলাম। আমাদের শাহেদ ভাই আবার চলে যাবো ইনশাআল্লাহ। শাহেদ ভাই, you are a multi-talented person.
Not quite as much.
I don't. You do Arabic songs and Urdu and a lot of different languages, and that is a multitask. I don't know how you done that. Is there? Can you say how you learned that, and why did you learn it? Because a lot of people have been inspired by you.
As I said, I mean, I've always had a passion for learning. It's always been. If I had more time now, I'm actually quite interested in learning Spanish because it's very similar. A lot of the words are similar to Arabic because, as you know, Muslims ruled Spain for a long time, and also the way they pronounce their words is a lot of stuff is held or silent. But in Spanish, it's all kind of very, very, very mouthy, if you like. So it's one of my passions. Inshallah, if Allah gives me the tawfiq to learn a few more languages, I don't know. It's one of those things that it's one of those things that you kind of. I'm quite fortunate that my father is an alim as well. So I come from a quite Islamically kind of oriented family. So I've always been exposed to sort of Arabic and Urdu, that sort of thing. I went to madrasa myself as well. So I kind of helped to kind of learn Arabic and Urdu in that way, if you like. And as being Muslims anyway, you've got to learn to read the Quran, Sahih, and so that's how it came about, really.
But like tuning in, or you get your tones right in Arabic, you learned that for nasheed, or did you just learn? I just wanted to.
No, I had done that before. Anyway, okay. Part of the Quranic learning thing it was, and when I was in Bangladesh as well, I remember attending a kind of a Quran. During Ramadan, attending a Quran competition, Tajweed competition, and doing modestly okay in that.
Brilliant, yes, brilliant. Because some people might think, oh, he is singing nasheed and that's it. But you've been in madrasa, and mashallah, you're proud as well.
Yeah,
the message is going through. It's amazing. Some people can be misled as well. Why is he doing nasheed from madrasa? But things you're doing, you taking Islam towards another new target.
I hope so, inshallah. I think, and
for some people it could be new. We're not ready for a change. That's how.
That's right. I hope that people. I hope that people can take some inspiration from this, because for me, the way I came about into this field, it was back in '99 that I was listening to a radio show, coincidentally, of another brother who went on to become my ustad, if you like, and very good friend from Bangladesh, Akram Hussain Mujahid. He's the person that kind of introduced me to the concept that there could be Islamic songs, if you like. Before that, I was very passionate about songs and music, but I knew that coming from the background that I come from, it wouldn't be a reality for me. I cannot actually fulfill my desires to be a singer or to pursue my interest in that regard because of who I was. So when I discovered that Islamic songs, and it wasn't like basic ghazal type, back in the days that we heard in Bangladesh, not that sort of thing. Proper good songs with really good melodies and words inspired me.
What was the first song you had and clicked in your head?
One of the very first song was Ider Khushi Jodi Ider Khushi Opurno Roye Jabe Totodin Khudar Hukum Kaim Jotodin. And then another one was I think it was Imaner Dabi Jodi Kurbani Hoy She Dabi Purone Jeno Toiri Thaki Ami Ogo Doyamoy. So stuff like that really, really moved me. And at that time, I was always into writing poems in Bengali and English as well. So it kind of moved me, inspired me.
I've told you he's the writer.
And so that's how I came into this field. So I hope that people who are young people or even a bit older and think that they have a bit of interest in that field, writing or singing, definitely would encourage them to pursue it.
One thing I've noticed is for people to stand up to what they believe. Usually, most people are okay. Everyone said this is halal. Okay, but you stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And this is a shows of passion and your love for the din. It into money. We shouldn't be saying other way around. Fine, I'll go along with what everybody says. Fine, I'll go along with what everybody says. Fine.
It's definitely true. It's not easy to pursue. But ironically, it's also not very easy to kind of very successful in the. I'd like to say that because those who are thinking, okay, maybe I want to be famous and I want to be successful, so I need to go into the mainstream. But on the flip side, mainstream is not so easy. It's a crowded market. So if you want, my message I'd like to put through your show is that if you want to kind of do good in this dunya and also accumulate good in the akhirah as well, then it's a good opportunity to kind of pursue your interest in music in this way, inshallah. So in a halal way, because you're calling people to the good, you're calling them to the way of Allah and His Prophet, and also at the same time you're fulfilling your desire, your need, your interest with melody, with poetry and all of that. So I think, and of course as we know, the best of people are those who call others to the way of Allah. I would encourage people to kind of pursue their interest in that regard because we need more people to do that.
Fantastic.
And because it's not such a crowded market, it's easier for you to make an impact. How many, if you look at nasheed artists, we can count in our fingers how many big nasheed artists we have. Maybe Maher Zain, maybe Sami Yusuf, maybe Yusuf Islam, Zain Bikha, and Daud Wansby. That's 5 there. These are the big names that we have. And there needs to be a lot more because the opposite to that, the mainstream pop music, whatever, and music and movies, and how many are they bringing out? Every day, so many new singles are coming out. So inshallah, in this field, and I'd hope that people will be inspired.
I'm sure people will be inspired. Can I just ask you if you could begin with one of the, it's your choice now, any Arabic nasheed you wrote or song or anything?
There's an Arabic nasheed that everybody knows. Is Tala al-Badru Alayna.
Yeah, very famous.
I had kind of written a little bit of my own in English, so maybe we can try that.
Please,
inshallah.
that'll be great.
In this field, and I'd hope that people will be inspired.
I'm sure people will be inspired. Can I just ask you if you could begin with one of the, it's your choice now, any Arabic nasheed you wrote or song or anything?
There's an Arabic nasheed that everybody knows. Is Tala al-Badru Alayna.
Yeah, very famous.
I had kind of written a little bit of my own in English, so maybe we can try that.
Please,
inshallah.
that'll be great.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله طلع البدر على من نيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي. Like the bright star he appeared, guiding us with his beauty. He remained firm in his ways till the light we could see. طلع البدر علينا من ثناء الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. No, it's fantastic again. Can we have a, if you don't mind, English one?
Because I had a little bit of English, but we can do another one, inshallah. Again, maybe it's one that you'll probably see out on released very soon, inshallah. It's a single that I've done with another brother, Nurul Ayan, and we've collaborated on this. I wrote the song, we've done a video as well.
Is that coming to your new album?
Yes, inshallah, it'll be part of the new album as well. It's called Mercy Upon the World.
When is the album coming out?
Hopefully very, very soon, maybe within the next 4 or 5 months' time, inshallah.
So how many songs in the album?
Probably you're looking about 10 songs in there. Almost all in English. A bit of Arabic in there. Maybe 1 or 2 in Urdu. But yeah.
Is that going to come with the video as well, or just?
There will be a few songs that will have videos, but most of them probably not. Inshallah, we hope at some point we'll do it. So it's called Mercy Upon the World. Definitely you can sing along with this one. I know you can.
Go on, then
so inshallah, I'd like you to. Okay. No, you have to more than that, inshallah. Ya Rabbi, send your blessings upon Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, guide us in his way. Make us true believers. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Rabbi, send your blessings upon Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, guide us in his way. Make us true believers. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Mercy upon the world. Rahmatul lil alamin. The final messenger. Khatimun Nabiyyin. The best example to follow. Khuluqin azim. Muhammad our master. Peace be upon him, Ya Rabbi. Send your blessings upon Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, guide us in his way. Make us true believers. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. He is the chosen one, Al-Mustafa. He is the beloved Habibullah. His message is divine and his words true. His way is mercy and virtue. He showed us we are all one humanity. In his dying breath he cried and prayed, saying, Ya Ummati, saying, Ya Ummati, Ya Rabbi, send your blessings upon Muhammad. Ya Rabbi, guide us in his way. Make us true believers. Sallu alayhi wa sallam. 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 Sallu alayhi wa sallam.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
That's fantastic again. Brothers and sisters, I think we need a lot more of that actually. The world we're living in now is a lot of violence, and we are part of that system. if we look into the Middle East, things are happening. We need to this kind of the message of peace needs to come out a lot as well, because people are portraying us as a terrorist, as a killers, and everything else. And media found the fuel, and that's it. They're doing that, and we need people to stand up to that as well. I feel we've been hijacked by young people like IS and others, and we shouldn't let them do that, because it's not very healthy at all. We need to put everything
Of
in
course,
the plate and
yeah.
show good side and the best. The last song, and then we'll conclude, inshallah. Did you write that song yourself?
I did, yes. Yeah.
No, no, it's fantastic.
You know, like when I first wrote the song, my wife said, "This is your worst song ever," right? And that's because it's kind of like got a very kind of playful, childish melody to it. Okay, and but she had not heard the full version. And I myself, when I was writing this, previously I've written songs that I enjoy personally, so I wanted to write something that I thought people might enjoy. And so kind of, you know, that's where I thought, okay, well, gotta have a nice, easy rhythm with it, easy words, and that's where the song came about. But alhamdulillah, since then, you know, it's when in the car occasionally we play it, and my kids, they're like, they hear the Salam song. They can't quite say Salam, Samam. That's what they keep on saying. So it's.
How old is your kids?
They are 2.5 years old. So it's a song I know that it works at least with kids. Tried and tested. So inshallah, when it goes out.
When do you find your time to write? I know you're busy person. When do you find your time, or do you have a set time?
I think you can surely do it. You can put aside some time and sit down and write something. But usually, I find for me the best way to work is like seize upon moments of the moments that you're inspired. You've got to maybe, particularly if you're walking on your own, if you're traveling, if you're driving or something like that, it gives you a bit of time to think to yourself. And so this, incidentally, on the way to the studio one day, I was just kind of driving there, and I was thinking what to do, and kind of this just came, and it was a 15-minute job. Had to get it done immediately before it just escaped. So I guess, you know, most people will tell you some of the greatest things are accidental. Nobody plans they're going to write a big hit, but or something. It just happens, you know.
Fantastic. Just the last one again. If you could do one in Urdu.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll do last song in Urdu, and it's a beautiful song. I personally like this song a lot, and this poet, he's known in the very well known in the kind of Indian subcontinent, also wider world as well, as we call him Allama Iqbal. People have given him that title of Allama because of the contribution he's made and because of the depth of his knowledge. So Muhammad Iqbal, that's his name. He wrote if you know or not, but he wrote the national anthem for India as well. Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara. He wrote that, actually. Not many people know that. And he also wrote subsequently an anthem for the Muslim Ummah, and it's called Tarana-e Milli. So Milli is in Ummah, you know. So anthem of the Ummah is called, and this is how it goes. मुस्लिम है हम वतन है सारा जहां हमारा रोए ज़मीं से लेकर ता आसमां हमारा मुस्लिम है हम वतन है सारा जहां हमारा रोए ज़मीं से लेकर ता आसमां हमारा तौहीद हमारे सीनों में है हमारे तौहीद की अमानत सीनों में है हमारे सीनों में है हमारे आसान नहीं मिटाना आसान नहीं मिटाना नामो निशान हमारा मुस्लिम है वतन है जहां हमारा रोए ज़मीं से लेकर ता आसमां हमारा ए गुलिस्तान अंदलुस वो दिन है याद तुझको, वो दिन है याद तुझको। ए गुलिस्तान अंदलुस वो दिन है याद तुझको, वो दिन है याद तुझको। था तेरे दानियों में, था तेरे दानियों में, जब आशिया हमारा मुस्लिम है हम वतन है, सारा जहां हमारा रोए ज़मीं से लेकर ता आसमां हमारा। दुनिया के बुत को दो में पहला व घर खुदा का, पहला व घर खुदा का। दुनिया के बुत को दो में पहला व घर खुदा का, पहला व घर खुदा का। हम उसके पास है, हम उसके पास है, वो असबा हमारा मुस्लिम है हम वतन है, सारा जहां हमारा रोए ज़मीं से लेकर ता आसमां हमारा। थैंक यू।
জাযাকুমুল্লাহু খায়র। সম্মানিত ভাই বোনেরা, আপনারা তো অনেক দিন সময় আমাদের সাথে আছেন। I'm sure you enjoyed, and we just have to end a day today. I hope and I wish, and I'll ask brother to probably another day, probably another month. It would be great. A lot of things are missing.
Inshallah.
We want to stop it, but I'm sure they're missing it too.
No. Thank you very much for inviting me. And
would you like to give a message to our audience, especially a lot of young people who will be seeing that?
Yes, of course, inshallah, why not? I'd like to say this, that you know, and it's a cliche, everybody says that, you know, but I think it's so important where I am now in my life, at the age I am, that if you have an interest, if you have a dream, if you want to do something in life, go for it. Don't let anybody anything stop you. Of course, inshallah, we're Muslims, so we have to be respectful of our faith, you know, and do anything that we do within the boundary of our faith. You'll find that, this is what I like to say to people, that you'll find that actually Islam is so beautiful that you don't have to go outside of it to, you know, do whatever you want to do. You'll find that inshallah, if you go to people and if you ask people and you learn about Islam, you'll find that it's very kind of liberating, and it's very open to everything, you know. And it doesn't have to be that, you don't have to feel like, you know, Islam doesn't cater for these things, and Islam tells us to be that way. And particularly the image of Islam you see in the media at the moment, I think you may feel like, you know, Muslims are not perhaps being portrayed in the best of ways that it can be, and our beautiful religion, peaceful religion, is kind of tainted with all those things that are going on at the moment. But actually, for people of understanding, Islam is, you know, it's a way of life, as we say. It's a complete way of life, and therefore it caters for everything. So I'd like to say that people, if you have an interest in whatever field it may be, go for it, and, you know, see where it leads you, inshallah.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
I'm glad you came.
Thank you for having me.
We have to thank Multilingual Radio for giving us a platform.
Of course.
Inshallah, see you next week. Hopefully we'll have one hour, inshallah. If we said anything wrong, please do forgive us.
Of course, indeed.
And then we all should be loving this enjoy we're having in this world, and make sure you don't forget your hereafter. Jazakallah khair for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
Assalamu
barakatuh.
alaikum. Thank you.
Middle Path Radio, your number one online Islamic talk station.